everybody.
Welcome to Happy Hour. We missed you guys last week, but we are back again this week for a review of episode 11 of The Real Housewives of Durban.
Beside Pasika, my guys, I hope you guys were safe and abakotugile, they had a nice trip with your families.
Yes.
And we are back with the ladies. See, Tata Pezuluga, guys, we're taking it from the trip.
I'm glad that there wasn't any drama in terms of the transport. Slee, thank you for... I know people were giving her a hard time about being a bad host.
Yes.
But thank you for making sure that everybody had the same accommodations.
The place, stunning.
Naisna is
from
so
the airport to the transport, yonki to be equal. Nobody could have complained about that part.
Exactly.
Besides Jojo complaining about the fact that she hasn't eaten all day and she has nothing to drink.
And of course, Nongo upgrading her room.
For what?
Doesn't that remind you of when Mr. Reddy upgraded Sarusha's room?
I think sometimes, you know, she's just anyway.
It's like she's trying to make sure that she preempts what's going to happen.
Yes.
Oh, you can upgrade your room. I can too. Oh, you can come with the helicopter. So can I. It's like a tit for tat thing. And guys, I don't know how you feel, but I honestly feel like the girls are just catty. They are always fighting, and they've all turned into Sanes, basically.
Yes, there's no story. We're not getting to know anything really now. They simply talking about what happened, who said this, who didn't say that.
Yeah,
every week it's about you said and I didn't say it, and nobody's apologizing, no one is taking accountability, and these cliques being formed and friendships are just breaking and breaking.
People are really digging their heels into these cliques that they formed.
Yeah.
Jojo, Miss Hit, Run and Cry,
which is true.
Yeah,
like,
she does it all
I
the
feel
time.
like
she does
even
it all
at
the time.
that they were at the the SPCA thing.
When
and then all of a sudden, instead of taking accountability and saying Lisa or whatever the case might have been, she cried about Calvin being sick, which is the same thing she did last time they were on a trip,
season,
instead of taking accountability. So the shoe fits.
I think, yeah, look, it's getting to a point where it's toxic. I agree with Annie's sister the previous episode. She said that their friendship is getting to toxic levels. I mean, guys, Naisna is so beautiful. There's so many things to do there. They could have done so many activities. I read an article during the week that says that Annie has a charity event that she runs. Why aren't we seeing more of that, guys? Like, I know I always joke and I say that Usane belongs on Moja Love. I'm sorry to say that, but there's a reason why there's a certain network.
Yes.
You know, you have a certain audience for a certain reason, and this just doesn't fit the audience. I mean, you can see the tweets. People are just not happy.
Like, you guys, I know it's the show and we're needing numbers.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, you guys should be a group. Like, I don't even feel like anytime you guys are together, you don't even get to the starters.
These women have businesses. We don't know anything about them, and in the spirit of, you know, friendships breaking up, Nangu Ruan, no Maria having a little chat on the side, and Mina, I'm thoroughly confused. Bantu Ruan umngani ngaba?
Ruwani umngani wesisonke.
Friend of the show, period.
Ruwani, friends of the show, because I feel like umngani ka Jojo, umngani ka Kelly.
Yeah,
they were friends together. About 3. They were a clique, the 3 of them.
But you know what? I get...
But now I feel like Uruwan actually is more friends with Jojo.
But I get why Maria's upset, because I believe that Uruwan is actually Maria's friend in real life, not for the show. Because he was introduced as her husband, right? And that's the first time we have seen him.
And
Jojo has been on the show
last season with Jojo.
So I feel like Maria has every right to be upset.
Yeah.
But to Ruan's credit, it's a good thing you're standing your ground and actually picking people based on who you like and not who you are friends with. It might be a little bit messy because where's the loyalty? But Ruan is not saying I'm not going to be friends with Maria. She's saying
but I think,
I'm friends with both.
If we're talking about friendship, since we're talking about Ruan, I'll jump right to the last clip that we saw there in terms of them being friends. Uruwan chose Jojo. right there and there. He chose Jojo.
Yeah.
So I think that just shows where everyone stands.
Yeah.
And for him to have said to Maria not even a night ago that I'm not going to leave you, I'll always love you, I'm here, and then all of a sudden the next day
this girl really quoting Nonko.
Crucify him.
Oh my god. Oh. Okay, speaking of Nonko and her shenanigans and
I had to, guys.
the monkey business. No,
Oh, okay, sorry guys.
And all the monkey business.
Yes.
We'll see. We don't know whether it's a blessing or a curse.
As in, it's odd because the girls always believe two different things. There's different two prayers at the tables, and now somebody else believes God saved me, and the other one says, "Well, Satan," you know. It's like,
and then Omunya is, it's a blessing.
Yes, it's like, it's like. Okay, it's for the monkey thing, shame. I feel for her. She has to wash herself. That was gross. But as for the papoons, I get 15.
Okay, that story was a bit... You know what? I've noticed something about Umbali. Umbali, she really tries very hard to be very sweet. But when you aggravate her, it's she like really 0 to 100 real quick. And look, I don't blame her, because at the end of the day, that's who she is. And she's trying. She is acknowledging the fact that, you know what. But also, Slee, I don't know what you were trying to do in that moment when you are sitting with Usane and you're talking to Umbali about her private life. You know that Umbali doesn't like Sane.
It's private.
So I think the backlash that Slee got was based on the fact that why are you trying to get close to me and know personal things about me in front of somebody that you know I don't like? Because I'm not going to be forthcoming.
Yeah.
You know?
But see, I like how Umbali handled the situation between Yen and Sane. It was like she let the girls go forward and then she stayed with Sane backwards, and she was like, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't go there with me.
And Usane, it's like she's always trying to be a clown. Like she says these things that are hurtful and then she pretends she was joking.
She was being funny.
I don't like Sane's humor. I don't like her on the show. It's just an awkward fit. Other than when she's being disrespectful and jabby and rude and throwing shade, she doesn't say anything. She contributes nothing to the story other than
we know nothing about her besides the fact that she just shows up at stuff. And when she's invited.
How can you?
But basically, there's nothing.
Yeah, she said something about Umbali not having clothes. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. But yeah, guys,
maybe the going to the bushes wasn't a good idea.
And then Uruan seems to have made quite an appearance this episode, because then Ununku pulls him to the side and talks about... I felt like that was coaching.
Like Ununku, I felt like she was forcing Ruan to choose Jojo.
Yeah.
Because she was choosing Jojo. And to say, I just want him to grow a pair of balls. Girl, bye. You're only choosing Jojo because nobody else likes you in this group, and now Jojo's also choosing you because nobody else likes her. Because at first, Jojo didn't like you much.
Yes. No, they weren't friends, remember?
They were not friends.
So this is my theory, guys, with this group of ladies. There is the main group that everybody wants to be a part of. This You Can't Sit With Us group.
Yeah.
And the group is based around Sorisha.
Yes.
Mainly because everybody knows who her husband is, and it's like having the right people in your corner in Durban, whatever the case is. So I think it's not even based on her. It's just based on her husband and how much money he has. He's the only billionaire husband on the show, as far as I'm aware. And so everybody sort of gravitates towards money. Personally, I find that quite disgusting, but that's just me. You should never put people on a pedestal based on what they have. I think you should always put people on a pedestal based on character, you know? And not to take away from Sorisha's character, she is a very nice person. Well, was. People don't like who she is this season.
No,
but I like who she is because she's showing that she's human.
Spicy.
Everybody else has had issues, except for her. So,
but I think she has the right to be spicy. I think even in her spiciness, she's not crazy like Usani.
Oh God, no one can be.
And I think she's spicy at the right times, man. I think she.
We'll get to that. I'll ask you
the right things.
You feel like she says the right things almost all the time. Now you're retracting already. But okay, so now we have Sorisha. Yeah. Whatever happens, that group is Sorisha centric. It's always going to be around her. Then there's Annie in the fold. Annie is smart. She's not going to cause ruffles with Sorisha because there's just no reason to, right? Jojo was also in the fold. And what happened was Jojo started being mean to somebody that Surusha independently started liking, which is Slee.
Yeah.
So then they had a falling out, right? Nonku chose the other side because she has issues with Annie. So she got kicked out of the group. And everybody else is trying to make it seem as if they don't care, when actually they do. They really, really do.
But I think...
so that's my theory, guys.
Jojo, like, she really hit this one at the park, and not in a good way. Like, she did too much.
She really did
too much. She did this to herself, unfortunately.
She did, yeah.
Because she was friends. She was in the group. She was one of the people in the group.
Yeah.
You know? But she did it to herself. She backstabbed them. She spoke about them. She's forming groups, okay, on the side. On WhatsApp. It's just...
yeah.
What the hell?
And yeah, that confrontation that they had, Ben or Annie. First of all, guys, I don't know how y'all do it. I can't do that. I can't have a confrontational moment with somebody at that level. I can do it if like I'm calm and I'm over it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go to somebody, because you see, nothing was resolved.
No, yeah.
Everybody started crying. Everybody was angry. Words started. Nothing was said in that conversation. Did you realize there's nothing of substance that was discussed?
But I think Jojo, she just doesn't want to take accountability for nothing.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the conversation, she said, I said I'm sorry, but she didn't say she's sorry. If Annie came to her and said, listen, Jojo, this is how I feel. I feel like you've hurt my feelings. I feel.
But I also think...
And then if the response to Jojo was different, instead of saying, you made me angry, and then me saying, you also made me angry, you made me upset, you also made me upset, then what are we solving?
Yeah. I also feel like that argument was nonsense. Okay, you said my room smells of alcohol, and then what? I'm like literally on any side here, and then what? Even if I said it stinks of alcohol,
then what?
What's the problem?
I didn't say you're an alcoholic. You're not even a drinker. So what's the point?
You can't be. It's like, if I didn't drink and you were judging me for drinking, I wouldn't even care. It's laughable because, like, I don't drink.
If your room smells like alcohol, it smells like alcohol.
And there was a rational explanation as to why.
Life goes on.
I think the problem with them is they can't really articulate themselves. It's not about the comment of stink or smell of alcohol. It is the insinuation that I am now an alcoholic and I'm a drinker because I'm friends with Nonku, based on what had happened in the previous seasons where they blamed Nonku and said
but
Nonku
including you also blamed Nonku for being a drinker.
Exactly.
So now you can't all of a sudden detach from the situation, and now we're be clean and everybody else is dirty. How does that happen?
Yeah. And then, guys, as always, there's always a dinner where nobody eats any food.
They never eat, ever.
Ever. They never eat any food. And I comment ka Miss Surusha, it's like, I just, that took me off guard.
No, I just feel like Usarusha is over it.
She's like, over it.
From the moment they sat at the table, Usarusha was the first one to greet Umganwak, which is Usli. But she didn't greet the other three that were there. She made it quite clear that I don't want to speak to you. And she sat down.
It was so awkward.
Everybody else came and greeted Slee and didn't greet the three that are already seated at the table. So it was already clear, Uguti, those three are on their own and Tina Sisod.
And guys, I'm sorry, if you invite me somewhere and the moment I sit down, I'm leaving. I'm literally leaving. From the time everybody sat down, Nonko sat down and Slee was just like, why are you saying I'm broke and I'm borrowing things?
But why did she say it? Why?
But that's another thing that I don't understand about Nonko. In her confessional, she goes back and she says, but it's true. But that's what Slee is saying. Slee is saying, I never represented myself to be wealthy. So,
but Nonko, she has this problem that if she has this individual friends that she tells things to about other friends.
Yeah.
And then when these friends are now friends, then they're telling each other these things that she doesn't want anybody else to know. It has destroyed her whole cover. Because all of a sudden, Annie was, Jojo was one of the part of the people who hurt her feelings when she brought her friend to the party, which was Jojo's party.
Yes, I remember.
And Jojo was the bad person, the Jochella. And then she became friends with Jojo without Slee. She told things to Slee, to Jojo. And then she told things to this person. So I feel like the only thing that's happening now is that everybody's coming together and realizing
no, girl,
that Nonku's a problem.
But also, the math is not mathing, guys. Slee saying and admitting that she's financially overstretched.
Yeah.
How am I financially overstretched
Lisa,
or
but
broke
nice.
when nangaphandle kwalokho, I think production has a lot to do with the trips. So I'm not really phased about who the host is for the trip.
Yeah.
We know production pays for most of
Some
it,
of
some of
things.
it, whatever. Into engisho mina is we both live in the same estate. Ne?
Yeah.
But you're calling me broke. Like
maybe Peter was deeper now. But you know what? The thing is, they're both going back and forth. The other one's saying she borrows my hair. The other one says she borrows my clothes. The other one's saying she borrows my shoes. Who's borrowing what?
We don't know.
And we don't want to know.
Quite frankly, we don't care. Because like Osli said, she was right. She never represented herself to be wealthy. She never did. She hasn't said anything. She's made no representations of having any sort of money or wealth or whatever the case is.
But they must just stop. If they're borrowing each other's stuff and they're uncomfortable with it, they must just leave it. Instead of telling other people that so-and-so is borrowing money and what. If I'm gonna at that time,
there's no need to
klambalaza and be like, oh, no funda borrowed money from me. When I borrowed money from you, you said yes.
You said yes.
You didn't state that, oh, I can't borrow you money or you don't want to borrow me money. You said yes.
And that's the end
so
of the
what's
story.
the point of calling the next friend and being like, no fundo, just borrowed money. Then why are you giving me the money?
Yeah.
I feel like not get at that situation where their friendship is just over.
I feel like Mabusi needs to make a cameo appearance because she seems to be coming up a lot.
Yeah.
Guys, what is Mabusi vibes? Okay, we heard from Us Girl's confessional.
Well, she did say Mabusi vibes is in Zokshay.
No, but how can you get that from somebody? It's Hule. I think that was just a snippet thing to say at that time because basically, I think she was talking about the way that she speaks and the way that she looks.
I think she mentioned that you give me gangster vibes.
Gangster?
Like township vibes.
Oh, okay, I see.
Maybe gangster vibes is a big
township
like you're giving me township vibes. Like you're giving me location vibes.
Yeah.
And I think she didn't want to say that because she realized how it sounds. Oh, just because the little crest, man.
Especially coming from another black woman. I find it very horrible.
I think that's what she meant. She didn't mean Mabusi didn't go around saying I'm gonna hit you.
No, it only happened once.
It happened once.
Provoked.
So Mabusi, only thing she used to say is Wasela Monte, and she was very open about township life. And I think that's what she meant. She's giving her.
Yes.
So I think that's what she meant. You're giving me township vibes.
So I saw a tweet, guys, that says that Jojo is so broken and so sad because she secretly wants to be part of the main clique.
No, she doesn't. Not even secretly.
And she doesn't want to be friends with Nonku. And she only made friends with Nonku because she's trying to prove that she's not
evil or backstabbed. Back, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not working out.
It's really not working out.
I think at the end of the day, she is regretting the decision she made.
Yeah.
Because Vera, her and Nonku were not good friends.
They were never friends.
They were never friends. She defended Nonku because she felt bad after what she said.
Yeah.
And then people on social media were mean to her. Then she felt like she had to apologize. Boom. That's it. But she was never Nonku's friend.
Yeah.
She was always Umgani, Rusha, no in.
Yeah.
And that's why Annie was so upset and hurt. I think this is the first time in a couple of seasons that we're seeing Annie actually cry and saying...
Yeah, and she hates crying on camera.
Yeah, she hates because she's actually hurt to saying, you were my friend.
But guys,
how can you do this to me?
Unless something exciting happens in the next episode, I'm ready for the reunion. Girls, wrap it up. You guys are catty. It's boring now. It's too much. Let's go back to the drawing board with production next season.
Because they're fighting.
Let's talk about how we can make this better. What we want to see, like events, guys. I think last season or the first season was better. Like we saw people in their wines, their businesses. We saw Amakandlela. We saw launch Galasi. We saw so many different things. Yes, there was drama in between, which is fine.
But it wasn't constant drama.
Yeah, the platform is for you guys to use to elevate things. To Ulasi really did that. Like she had several events about the stuff that she's passionate about. Can we please get back to that? Yes, there will be drama in between, but guys, nah, it's too much.
I feel like even the ladies, they were not on good terms when they went to Sun City.
Yeah.
But like during the day, well, I'm not talking about the night.
Yeah.
But during the day,
at least they had fun.
They had fun. I feel like now all they did was sit on the table and everybody said what they wanted to say and punch each other.
Blazing.
Guns blazing. Nobody was considerate. It was just fight.
Yeah.
And then the three obviously did what they usually do the best. They left.
yeah, guys, well, we'll see you guys next week for episode 12.
Yeah.
I see that there is going to be an episode 12. There usually are 12 episodes before the reunion, so hopefully next week is the last episode. I am quite exhausted. It's been, 3 months now of these girls
just
it started off so well, and then it just took a left turn when Sane the clown made an appearance, and then ever since then it's been a circus. So
before they lay hands on each other,
let's wrap it up. Yeah. Anyway, guys, we'll see you next week with episode 12. Cheers.